Welcome to Star Citizen, the Alpha 3.12 and a guide to all the legal ground combat missions currently available in Star Citizen. And as a law-abiding bounty hunter, we're hunting down criminals today. They're mostly on the ground and we're looking at what missions are available, how they pay off and where to find them. We'll start off in the Hurston area. With a mission we need to unlock more missions later, namely the appointment mission under your personal tab, Outsourcing Opportunity. You get this mission automatically from Constantine Hurston, who can be found directly in the Central Business District on Hurston in Lorville. How to get there we see here. We go in the direction of the metro, but don't go left down to the metro, but keep right in the direction of the administration office. If we then go left here, we get to the station, where then also get to the Central Business District with its own railroad line. By the way, here is also the way to Tammy & Sons, where we can buy equipment and weapons. There is no special requirement for receiving the mission. It appears sporadically in your mission log, and you can accept it directly here. If you don't get it, then try to switch servers or wait a few minutes. You will get the message as soon as the new mission is available, and these are mostly the appointment missions. Constantine can be found in his office, where the Central Business District is located. Which means that at these terminals that we can see here in front, we can also buy and sell all trade goods. And by the way, appointment missions are the currently available story missions, which are mostly even set to music and go over several levels. And from Constantine we also get directly a new mission, namely the Vault Extraction.
Hello, I'm Constantine Hurston of the Hurston Dynamics Hurstons, junior outsourcing agent. Your contracting file has been assigned to me. Let's begin, shall we? Let me check the system.
In the Vault Extraction we have to kidnap a safe from a heavy guarded bunker. Or rather rescue it and get handsome payment of 20,500 aUEC here. The mission location is directly on the planet surface of Hurston. For this we simply have to go into orbit and can then jump directly to the mission point. You can either take out the guns guarding the bunker facility, or you can land concealed behind a line of sight and then enter the bunker without any problems and switch to ground combat. In this bunker we then have our mission objective, namely the safe we have to rescue. However, this is of course guarded and we have first to take out the guards. These are the same in all bunkers, just as the bunkers are all the same. That is, these differ only marginally in terms of their interior layout. And also the enemies we find here mostly differ from the missions only visually, or in their equipment and armament. And for each area of ground combat a general tip. Currently in the game use a silencer. Should you use a silencer, then you will have relatively few problems with the enemies, because they mainly pay attention to shoots and sounds. That is, if you move slowly and work with a silencer, then you have no problem that several enemies attack you at the same time. However, if you are a fan of grenade launchers or loud weapons, this can of course be mastered without any problems, as the missions are not really very demanding, especially if you have played the shooter before. After taking out all the enemies in the bunker, we grabbed our safe and brought it back to Hurston to finish the mission. And taking out the enemies in this safe mission is optional, by the way, and it's also possible to sneak past the guards with the safe. That's challenge. Tough. With the completion of these missions we unlock further missions, which are not only limited to the ground. That means also bounty hunter missions in the area of Hurston Dynamics are unlocked with it. But also authorized execution warrant missions, which we'll look at directly afterwards, are unlocked for you in this way. And by the way, the missions you unlock here change from patch to patch, so the basic requirement is always the first appointment mission. We can hand in our secured safe directly after landing at the teaser spaceport in Lorville at a vending machine, and this finishes the mission. We don't have to go back to Constantine Hurston here, so no long train ride. That would be a bit too hard with a heavy safe, of course. With the new mission system, our progress here is also saved across patches, which means that with the new game version we don't have to do this appointment mission again to get an unlock for all the other missions. Here we next do an authorized execution warrant mission, which maybe one or the other bounty hunters still know. Again, we find it directly on the planet surface of Hurston in a bunker that looks very similar to us. By the way, the authorized execution warrant missions in space no longer exists, but only on the surface. The mission objective here is all the easier. We only have to take out one target, but this one is not alone, and we also find a similar number of enemies in the bunker here. The target is Mark II, and with a sniper rifle or as here with a silenced pistol, we can actually pick out the target directly. We were once on the move here in a team, and here you can see that the missions are often very simple, but sometimes enemy then have a relatively good hiding place after all. Because in general it happens again and again that we can suddenly be surprised by the AI and are forced by a good hit to respawn. Therefore, my tip is to use a Cutlass Red with a spawn possibility or a comparable ship, then you will save a lot of time if something goes wrong. Another advantage of the ground missions is that you can pick up any weapon from the enemies and keep it. For example, we picked up a shotgun here, which we of course put away after the mission, and we can use it in any case. With our neutralist target, we are 7000 UAC and some weapons richer, and we look at the last mission that is available in the Hurston area in the legal area as ground combat. The Evict illegal occupants mission for 40,000 UAC. We also have to take out the opponents here in a bunker as usual. We got the particular counter and have to kill 8 enemies. The number and equipment of the opponents is always the same, and this mission is very lucrative for the low effort. And with this mission we made it to Hurston, and we'll look at the next areas where we can earn something in ground combat or better with a handgun. The next possibilities to get missions for ground combat are on MicroTech or on Area 18. Here we also have 2 different missions, which we of course have a look at in detail. One of them is the 890 jump mission, which is probably the most famous mission in Star Citizen today, and is also better paid. The 890 jump mission is always the same in the area of MicroTech or also of Area 18. That means it doesn't matter where you jump to, the mission stays the same. We jump here shortly to Area 18 because that is relatively close seen from Hurston. For the urgent boarding action in progress, we get 45,000 UAC, and here at the mission a few small things have changed. We start as usual with a small space battle against 2 Cutlass Black ships which are armed with close combat equipment, scatterguns. These are defending the 890 jump, or rather these are the landing ships of the pirates who have occupied the 890. Keep some distance and don't get hit from close range, then these guards shouldn't be a big problem. Otherwise, just fly past the enemies and get out of your ship. The Cutlass ships are not necessary for this mission. What's new about the mission is that the bonus is gone and we no longer have a 4-minute timer for finding and disabling a hacking device. That was unceremoniously removed from the mission. But the payment is better and we have no more time pressure. As access for the 890, I recommend the airlocks on the right or left rear side of the ship. Here you can get in without any problems. And since this mission is also more fun in a team, we have teamed up with 2 other bounty hunters. And we will try to take out the 20 hostiles, the 20 pirates on the ship one by one. And since the 890 jump as a capital ship, a ship of the really large category can be very confusing. We look at the mission more in detail. We have several rooms and suites here which we can search, however the pirates are actually always in the same regions. Through the entrance where we came in here in the foyer are several pirates, and then also on the crew deck and where the engine room is located. There are then again some to find. Accessional, we encountered a few more enemies in the area of the bar or the corridors. And as a small warning beforehand, not only pirates are on the ship on the way, security personnel completely in white gives it from time to time also still, which fight likewise against the aggressors. They are friendly to us and are our allies. Shoot you nevertheless on them, be it only unintentionally, then we are also attacked by them, and we get in addition still a full crime stat. And in my opinion, the enemies behave differently in the area of the 890 jump mission than in the bunker missions. Here we are often attacked by enemies and they change their positions depending on where we are and whether we have made noise. So it can be quite possible that suddenly enemies run towards us and try to attack us, who were previously sitting behind a barricade in peace. Besides, the 890 naturally offers more hiding places and possibilities for an ambush or simply that we miss an enemy. Therefore, if possible, use a Cutlass Red again or a ship with a Medbay. However, the 890 jump also has a Medbay. We take a closer look at it later. Above all, we can use it ourselves during the mission, and thus always have a possibility to spawn here on the ship again. And don't worry, if you're not interested in sneaking through the 890, you can also speed it up, equip a big gun and just run through the ship shooting everything you see. But as I said, be careful not to shoot the security personnel. This way you can complete this mission in a really short time, and since it's relatively well paid with 45,000 aUEC, you have the possibility to quickly pick up some extra aUEC, at least if you're in the MicroTech or Area 18 area. On our way through the ship we meet former crew members who have their own stories to tell. The 890 is definitely worth a visit, as it is not only one of the largest ships currently in the verse, but also by far one of the most beautiful ones. We'll go through here, taking the elevator down the left side to the lower section, where we'll find the rest of the minions. Because the ship is basically divided into two areas. One's the upper area, where we have been so far, where the VIP quarters and the luxury suites are to be found, and of course also the bridge and the captain quarters. And also the lower area, where we find the hangar, the engine room and all the facilities for the working crew. Especially in the hangar area, as we see here, are relatively many enemies, and should the security personnel have not eliminated some of them, here can be 5 to 6 enemies at once waiting for you, so be careful when opening the door. And here's a little tip on what you can do with the new tractor beam. Moving corpses is not yet possible, but the weapons of the corpses, that is definitely possible, so we can also equip ourselves with something new over distance and perhaps fight larger enemy quantities effectively. And since you can also reach the hangar area with a small spacewalk and enter the ship this way, let's look at what you need to pay attention to here. I basically recommend the airlocks, through which we also got into the ship. However, the whole thing also works through the hangar module. Here we have the possibility to eliminate some enemies in zero gravity and then float in. However, zero gravity stops where the ship starts and we fall some meters from the ceiling. Before you do that, put your weapon away in any case, so that you don't lose it in any case of a possible death. We had actually aimed at the wing of the Origin 300i. Well, we survived in any case of need. A medpen has to fix it. However, this way you can get to the usable medbay of the 890 jump very quickly. You can also use the mission ship for spawning. Go right to the edge until this text appears here. Set preferred ICU and we have set our spawn point here. If something should go wrong now, that is, we are hit by enemies or otherwise have a bug, we can simply spawn here again in the medbay and complete our mission from here. After we have followed the path from the medbay further, we come into the engine room area. Here again, in a larger room, several enemies entrenched. And with a few well-aimed shots, we have also done this. And the most interesting story mission in the Star Citizen universe is completed. And 45,000 aUEC for a bit of banging on a beautiful ship is in any case a nice pastime and makes you want more. And finally, we take a look at what else the ship might have to offer for us, and if we can score a little bonus here, because the 890 jump has a smaller escort ship that is definitely worth a closer look. Because the Origin 300i we find here is not only a nice optional gag, but fully functional, and we can use it until we have a server restart or leave the game, or are left. And the 300i is definitely worthwhile for smaller bounty hunts or other purposes like delivery missions or something like that. But finally, let's take a look at the last available mission, which we can also get in Area 18 or MicroTech. Size and Destroy Narcotics for 8000 aUEC plus a small bonus we can complete here. However, this mission has its downsides. On the one hand, the mission point cannot be accessed directly as it is a drug bunker, and on the other hand, this mission is, yes, I say a bit more complicated and lengthy. The mission itself is still on an older level, and defense guns cannot be selected as targets as they're therefore more difficult to take out. And also the pay is comparatively weak, but a real bounty hunter will of course stop by nothing. And so we shoot ourselves again through a bunker. This one is optically again corresponding to the other. Expect that here are often benches and tables where obviously drugs are produced. And these drugs are exactly our goal. That is, the guards are again only accessory, and we can here, after how we have eliminated all the guards, destroy the drug packages that are distributed everywhere and are not exactly few, gradually destroy to complete this mission for 8000 aUEC. But as I said, this mission is special, and should we try the whole thing with our own ammunition? It may be the ammunition is more expensive than the mission is reward gives. For a successful completion we need to destroy 343 individual packages of narcotics that we can either shot or otherwise break. A meal attack also works here, but destroying them with the tractor beam doesn't work yet. That would have been interesting of course and would have upgraded the mission considerably. But here we are helped by years of shooter experience, where explosive barrels and gas cylinders regularly stand in the vicinity. When hit them, whole pallets explode. However, it is still very laborious and time consuming to destroy all the packages. And often individual packages are still somewhat buggy, so then even for the best bounty hunter can be relatively fast, and the payment of this mission is also a joke. I hope you liked the video and give me a like and a subscribe. The ground combat missions are fun but still far from being a real challenge. However, we are often caught being careless and then have to respond quickly. But here too there is a lot of room for improvement, and the possibilities here are seemingly unlimited. The 890 jump boarding mission is definitely one of the better ones and promised to be a lot of fun. Here we are still fighting with particularly buggable elevators or other little things like an enemy that's still stuck in a wall, but still this mission should definitely have played everyone once. But of course we'll keep you updated. I hope you had a good start into the year 2021, and this year can be one of the most interesting for Star Citizen if I look at the new roadmap. But I'd be interested in your opinions and comments. How you see it? I'll try to answer all your comments. The December giveaway is drawn, the winner is known, and there will be an announcement video for the new giveaway for January soon. Again, as always, all you have to do is be a visible subscriber, comment on the video and stop by our Discord, then you will automatically be entered with every comment you leave on the videos. But the most important thing at the end, a big thank you to all Patreons and channel members. Without you, the whole thing would not be possible in this form, and I want to say thank you. You guys rock. I say goodbye until next time, and as always, see you in the verse.